Trading for a living, should you do it? Hi, it's Charlie Burton at EzeeTrader. I hope you're very well. It's Wednesday morning. This is one of the most popular topics that we ever encounter from traders who approach us. They want to know about how to go about trading for a living, and the other most popular topic is usually about brokers, funny enough. So I'm going to go through some general tips as regards to trading for a living. Okay, so when I went back in 2001 and I left my career to trade full time, there were some things that I did that were on my side, so to speak. So if I bring up the pen here, one is I had a pot of money, and then I had my trading account. I'll call it TA. Then I had my trading account. So for the first 2 years, I knew that I didn't have to. I had a pot of money to pay me a salary. Okay, just to pay me a salary. So I knew that for the first 2 years of going full-time trading, that I didn't have to actually touch my trading account. So I could just focus on growing it, but without the pressure of thinking I've got to take, £5,000 a month out of it to pay for my, income or whatever. So that was, if I can give any one piece of advice, if you want to trade for a living, and you want to go into it, then, and maybe you've already been trading obviously for a while, then don't do it and try to take your income out of your trading account. Not in the early stages. If you've got a pot of money, great, carry on growing that pot of money as much as you can. The bigger the pot of money, then the less pressure you'll have on yourself, because then if you've got a large account then you might be able to take an income out of it, or salary, whatever, ad hoc payments, whatever, but you can still grow that account as well. What you don't want to do is be trapped by having an account which, whatever profits you make, you take out to pay yourself. So then you're never growing the account. You're just constantly staying at a standstill. So the first advice I would give is build up a pot of money to have in an account to pay yourself. So what I did is, when I went full time, is for those first few years, that's what I did. And then once the pot of cash I paid myself, I finished with that, then I was paying myself for my trading account. And then obviously EzeeTrader then came along, and I think EzeeTrader started building up, started getting to a point where I could actually take a salary from it, about maybe 2005, something like that. So but in the meantime, from 2001 through to 2005, I was just paying myself. So that would be the initial advice there, doing that. I gave myself, fun enough, when I left the corporate world, I gave myself that sort of 12 months or so to, certainly, although I had 2 years worth of money in the pot, I gave myself 12 months to decide whether trading for a living was going to be right for me. So I'd already been trading for nearly 5 years. And so I sort of wanted to see if it was going to work out for me. And if at the end of that 12 months I wasn't happy with what I was achieving, then I still had time to go back into the corporate world. So that was my sort of grand plan when I left. Okay, so piece of advice for you. Let's bring up the pen again. So the first piece of advice is income. Bring a pen up, not a square box. Income. Make sure you have another source of income, whether that's from investment income, from maybe properties or business income, or you have a part-time job. Whatever it is, make sure you have a second source of income. If you are solely reliant on that trading account for making money and taking money out of it, what are you doing? You've got no other source of income. All you're doing is putting pressure on yourself to make money. So do you think you're going to trade as well when you've got that pressure on yourself to have to make a certain amount of money in your trading account in order to pay yourself? Take the pressure away from yourself. Trading is difficult enough as a profession anyway, without you putting more pressure on yourself. So have a second source of income, 100%, so that you don't have to be taking money out all of the time. If you've got another supportive income coming in, then you can focus on the process of trading, on the process of building your account. Then on an ad hoc basis, you can take money out if you want to take money out of your trading account, but you're not under pressure to think, oh, it's the end of the month, I must pay myself. Because if you put yourself under pressure, what happens is fear creeps in. Okay, so all of a sudden, all of the traits that traders have, like banking profits too soon, moving stops up too soon, all of these things then start to come in, because your every trade becomes really, really important, because that trade could be your lifeline to paying your salary. So fear creeps in, and then you start thinking, right, okay, this trade's got to win, rather than being able to focus on the bigger picture, which is over 20 trades, you might have 10 winners, 10 losers, whatever it might be, 12 winners, 8 losers, or whatever the numbers are. Then you don't care. That's the way it should be. You don't mind about the way, the sequence of wins and losses as they come through. You trade well when you're trading the winners, and you just let them go to their normal logical targets. But the problem is, when you've got fear coming in, then you don't do all those things. You do start banking the profits too soon and such like. So that management of the trades then gets in the way. Another one is, you don't have to day trade. So again, this is another big misconception. Although many people obviously who trade for a living day trade, you don't have to be an out and out day trader, because one thing with day trading is that, again, if you put yourself under pressure, which you want to take that pressure away from yourself, I think I've made my point there, but if you're sat in front of the screens, then you're more likely to be lured into the markets each day. You're more likely to be tempted by price action, price movement. When if you haven't got pressure on yourself, then you might not be tempted into certain moves. So another big one is, you can be a full-time trader, but without having to be an out and out day trader. So you might be come and go, obviously, in front of the charts, but you don't have to be sat there for 10 hours a day watching a 2-minute chart. That is a misconception. What you can do is do short-term swings, so you can be trading off of 2-hour charts, 4-hour charts, hourly charts even, and have trades that run for maybe 24 hours to 72 hours, that type of thing. So you don't have to be an out and out day trader. Again, it's another misconception. So what I'm trying to say here is that works around having another job. So you want to be a trader, fair enough, but make sure you've got that other income in. Well, what I'm trying to say is, don't think, oh, I've got to be in front of the screens for 8 hours a day, so how am I going to have another job? Actually, you can have a job and trade these days, and trade off of these other time frames, which still give you plenty of trades on a weekly and monthly basis. And just coming back to my last point, that if you are trading for a living, can you still grow your account? Because you still want to have that ability to grow your account. Like I've already said, if you've got £40,000 in your trading account, and whatever your returns are you make from that, you have to withdraw, then you're never growing your account. So you end up getting a bit stuck in that regard. So you want to have an account balance whereby whatever you make, you can, yes, take some money out, but you still want to be able to grow that account at the same time. So there's my thoughts and views there on trading for a living. Hopefully I've given you some food for thought there, because it's such a popular topic, trading for a living. But and I think there's some misconceptions there, that people feel that they've got to quit their job, trade full time, 10 hours a day sort of thing, sat in front of a screen. When it's not really, that element's not true. Plus, don't put the pressure on yourself of not having any other income coming in. If you've got another income coming in, you'll find you trade better on the back of that. Hope that helps. I'll be back in touch at the end of the week.